Do you enjoy hemp products? I know I do. From pre-rolls and disposables to CBD bath bombs and creams, Lex Wellness Kentucky is a quality source of hemp-based products. Inspired by nature, lab-tested for purity. Order online today at lexwellnessky.com and use the code Omega Green for 20% off your order. Again, that code is Omega Green for 20% off at lexwellnessky.com.
What up, world? Omega Green here, and welcome to the Green Room. All right, so today I'm about to hit you with a loaded question.
Ooh.
Hey.
Now, we've talked many times about the state of things as we are living currently in the year 2025
of our Lord. I was just waiting.
I was waiting for somebody to say it.
the Dark Lord.
Period.
But unity. We've discussed the subject of unity, and as it stands, my question that I propose to you all and you listeners, what do you believe that it will take for our country to be united again? And that doesn't mean agreeing on everything, and that doesn't even mean going back to how it was before, but more or less like we can hold common truths again and be able to have an open dialogue that is civilized.
Am I party wise or
the system has to be restructured?
Well, I mean, you could say that however you want to take it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say the system needs to be restructured.
Yeah.
Starting at the
in
top.
what way?
From the ground up.
Yeah, with the how money is dispersed, how people are treated based off of. I think it all needs to be rooted and restructured, starting at the top. I would start with the Senate, Congress, all those people, the president, all those people have to go. We have to get people that are in there that are going to be supportive of what the people need, like not what a group of people want, but what the people need.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've been so in the past years, not just with this presidency, even with Obama, like it was very divided.
Well,
because this wasn't because we as a nation hyped him up as the first black president, not as a president.
Right.
And then when it came to Trump, he wasn't hyped up as a president. He was hyped up as the first businessman that had TV, that was on TV and famous to become president. And everybody that when he became in office was against him because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was doing it just to do it, to have his title on it. He had no political background. He had all the wrong people backing him. But at the same time, you also can look at it in a different perspective and see it that when Barack Obama came in, we backed him as the first black president. He couldn't do no wrong in our eyes, even though there was things that he did wrong. And the different races called it out on it, but we backed him. So that separated us. We need a president that's going to bring the collective together, and we need a Senate and a Congress and all those things that trickle down, justices and all, that are going to be there for the people and as a collective, and not for the people as a race or as this race or as that, or separate or divided. You look at everybody as equal.
Well, I think now, I think we should be done with the two-party system. I think it's time for its course.
So you think we're ready for like coalition style government?
Elaborate on coalition style government.
Like in Europe, the way like if there's multitudes of different parties, you have so many different options. So only like the way in which they wield power is by banding together in coalitions. So it was like you might have a different group of people who are on one spectrum or a different group of people that are on another spectrum,
I feel
but
like
it's
that's
like they
even
don't
more divided.
they don't have enough power individually as their own parties, so they have to lump together to create these coalitions.
Either that or a collective.
It's pretty much the same
Yeah,
thing.
kind of more like get rid of the different parties and whatever.
You mean just have
and
one party?
No party.
I mean, well, okay.
So
We're
then-
getting into
so there's gonna be
nonpartisanship.
Yeah.
So would that be a dictatorship or a?
Well,
No.
I mean, I think he's
Like you said,
he's advocating
nonpartisan.
for nonpartisanship, but that would be, I think, the outlawing of political parties.
Yeah.
You know,
So you don't really have a left or right.
You
don't
just
really
vote
have
for
it in
the
the middle.
person based off of
Their
what they talk
ideas.
Their
about.
ideas.
yeah.
That would be dope.
And then
But you can have a really good fucking liar up there. Here, let me
And-
run
But
for
that is no different
president.
from how it already is. Though.
Yeah.
Facts.
Now, unless you get there,
You got the
get
worst
there
liars in there
by
now.
having a system of like qualifications, is like you have to have X amount of experience in this area. You
Okay.
have to have this, or you can't have had this, or this leading up to this,
Yeah.
because that basically just counts you out altogether.
And if you get this, and this while you got it, you out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of, and it almost takes away as far as like, oh well, like right now, if the kind of what they're doing in Texas with the Republicans,
gerrymandering
the
and
gerrymandering,
yeah, gotcha.
and then California's going to come right back. But now Republicans have a problem with California coming back and gerrymandering.
See,
Oh,
that's the
exactly.
problem.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So
That's
it,
not bringing unity. That's
yeah.
bringing
So,
separation.
but then
Yeah.
that's where I think it takes away from the bipartisanship. I think that takes away from, the difference, and it takes away the parties and
Oh,
the
nonpartisanship,
collective,
yeah.
the collectiveness of the parties. You know what I mean? Because like, it depends on the president, on the Congress, and all that, on what party has control.
Yeah. I mean, even though like a lot of positions within the American government or the justice system are supposed to be nonpartisan, it is pretty much blatantly obvious where people stand on things
Yeah.
in the spectrum of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Cha-Cha?
He was sitting over
I'm
biting
just
his
checking y'all
tongue,
out. No, mm-mm.
biting that lip.
That's some deep in thought. Like that's a good point. Oh, good point. Oh, good point.
Can't wait till my turn.
But I'm gonna go back to. I stuck a pin in something that you said. That little comment that you said. There'd be some liars up in there.
Right.
When we were talking about the bipartisanship and
Okay, wait a minute.
The nonpartisan.
the
Nonpartisanship,
nonpartisan. I'm
yeah.
sorry,
Nonpartisan.
nonpartisan. And you were saying that everybody would just have it would just go by ideals.
Yeah.
Ideals, and you were like, there would be a lot of people up there lying. Because now you just seeing what everybody
Believable
wants to
liars,
hear.
yeah.
Well, that goes to what my answer was. My answer was the people need full, undisclosed transparency and honesty. That's what it's going to take
And
to
accountability.
yeah.
Facts.
That's what it's going to take to bring us together. Because, I mean, this number 47. Yes, I mean, and it's fact checked, and they don't care. They know that they're lying. They know, and the people know that they're lying. But then you have that group that just plays along with it, or just tries to justify it that it's not a lie. This is what and all of that, and that's that's divisive. And it's like I said, the nonpartisanship could help that. That's why when you were saying that was dope, I'm like, yeah, that kind of feeds into what I say. But just add that to it, because with a group of ideals, now it's made now the people get to decide. Number one, I like this ideal better. Or do I like this ideal better, or do I like that ideal better? And then when they decide, to help them decide, they'll have the full transparency and honesty to be able to say, well, because you can alleviate, is he just saying what I want to hear, or is he really honest
Yeah.
about what he wants to do? And that's why I say, so I like the nonpartisanship, but be able to possibly disqualify dishonesty,
Yep.
especially if you can fact check it. That goes a long way. So
Yeah.
I think that's where it starts.
That, and I think putting the power in the people's hands a little more, as far as like certain bills, I
Right.
think need to be in the
Like a referendum.
Yeah, I think it needs to be.
Are the people okay with sending $3 million trillion over to this country?
All right.
Yeah.
facts.
Right.
But I will say,
Some things we can't
well, I
fully
mean,
have control.
Yeah.
Over, but-
that's well, I mean,
But like those bills you send in tax breaks and stuff, like we need to see those.
give me a little bit of that break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to
Transparency.
see those, and we need to vote. We need to be able to vote on those ourselves.
Yeah.
Transparency,
well, but
transparency,
again,
Nobody
I-
getting no tax breaks.
I think
right.
because about like common agreement, all of this, and I feel like people taking their power back to the people generally, is rooted in education. Like that's what I believe.
Right.
Because I feel like if
True
if
education.
education, not indoctrination, education, about because like they collectively anybody that's ruling over you does not want you to be intelligent enough to readily discern how they're fucking you.
Facts.
So that's where I'm at. I feel like as long as the people are well educated, everybody's going to come to their own conclusions about some stuff, but there will be common agreement, common truths again, but it has to be properly funded.
Right. And because that's another thing too, like you said, because I think the education on that type of stuff has gotten more than when we was younger.
What do you mean
Gotten
exactly?
better.
Is because like when I was in high school, I didn't like the stuff that like George W. Bush was doing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know enough about it to be like, and then
That's-
especially like in the 90s and stuff, like growing up, like, I didn't,
They didn't give you all
yeah,
that.
they
Yeah.
didn't
Well,
really
that-
care about all that, you know.
Well, that's kind of what I mean, though, is that like when I say education, it's not just the basics. I feel like stuff like finance and
And that's what he was saying. He thinks
yeah.
it's getting better now.
yeah.
identifying propaganda
I
and
don't know about all that.
Well, yeah,
and-
because
and
there's a
they
lot
need
of
to.
there's a lot of
but
They
that's,
propaganda.
need to.
but that shit's
Because
important
it's about to be
Yeah.
bad.
because it's about people being able to take advantage of you freely,
And it's about
to be
and it's something
bad.
we got to, especially like you're
These
gonna want.
AIs is about to wear them the fuck out.
Yeah, because there was a marijuana commercial that I seen.
Are you talking about the
earlier
bitch
today.
melting? Oh wait, no.
No, it was talking about how somebody got some fentanyl laced. It was
Oh,
more about
yeah.
fentanyl, but it was still like, oh well, but
Like,
that's
hey, you
but that
could- yeah.
but that's the thing. It's like you could legalize marijuana and we can get it through.
That's why they put that out there, because they want you to go get it medically.
Well, I just think you can legalize it, and then that way everybody can go to a
Yeah.
qualified.
It'll cut out all the
storefront.
deaths from
Yeah.
fentanyl.
So
I think that should have still happened though. You know, somebody's probably dusting their shit,
Facts.
and like it happened, they died. And they're like, oh my god.
well, and that's why you go to the
course.
qualified
Of course,
storefronts. You know, like
but
Yeah, I think it just needs to be like
Yeah.
I think a collective of everything we said,
Yeah.
yeah.
especially the what you said, Omega.
yeah, I would like to see more scientists, philosophers in positions of power that are asking the real questions and have a higher understanding of things than people who have no interest in thinking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Or thinking above themselves.
exactly.
Did you say philosopher or professor?
I mean, both. Honestly,
Okay.
I would like educated minds to be steering the direction
Yeah,
of
and
our,
not business-minded.
collective. And because
But you still have to have that. But that's what your
Well,
team is for.
yes,
Yeah.
but in the big scheme of things, like government and all of this, they're mechanizations, immaterial mechanizations that we have created, and they are inhuman in and of themselves. So if they're inhuman, they are in some fashion also inhumane.
Yeah, they're
Right.
they're going into what the job can do for them instead of what they can do for the people.
Or
Right.
what you can
Yeah.
exploit, or what
You know
you
what I mean?
can
What I
squeeze
can get
it.
out of
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on an individual interaction, like that's its own.
Or I want to
thing.
be king, so I'm going to do this
Yeah.
regardless of what they say.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But that was my thought, because with things being the way that they are, you hear talk radio. It's everywhere you go. All the shit that's going on, no matter from which side you're looking. Yeah, and yeah, it made me wonder earlier today, because I don't turn away but at the same time, I get it. I get people's. It's almost like white noise. People don't want to hear it because it's depressing and everything. But that also got me to a point to where I'm like, well, what will it take? Like, what, how do we get there to where we can be, and then like I said, we don't no kumbaya shit. Like, we don't have to
A
be
high
holding hands.
functioning, happy society.
Yeah, it's like, how can we get there? And yeah, that was,
Prosper.
yeah, and that's kind of where my mind was at, because it wasn't always like this, and it doesn't have to be like this. But in the grand scheme of things, like I say all the time, is like, things have got to get worse before they get any better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to see where things are going to land us.
Well, and that's the problem too, because you got people that want to stay. They want to keep things divided to where they don't see that everybody can eat at the table. You know what I mean? There's enough for everybody to eat at the table. You know what I mean? Like, all these companies and stuff, they keep people on the lower pole just because, like, so they don't prosper more,
Yeah.
and then the people at the top prosper more.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But
It's
there's
like,
enough to keep people, you know what I mean,
yeah,
like, level.
Exactly. It's
You know what I
like,
mean?
you're not gonna, like, you could give up fucking X amount of what you have, and you still would not be able to spend everything you have. But everybody else could be looking all right.
Yeah,
You know?
and because I
Right.
mean that was like in the topic of the rib. Go check
Let
it
me
out.
eat.
Go check it out. If you
Yep.
ain't check out the rib yet.
Yep. Yep.
But it's like in the topic of who you know, what you know. It's like my mom. She's worked for a certain hospital for 30 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she just finished her master's. But there's people that's less qualified than she is getting positions that she should be getting.
Right.
And it's because she's a good worker, so they want to keep her.
In the same spot.
They move people
Yeah.
up that they want to get rid of, and they keep the people that are good workers, that are reliable, to keep them.
Yeah, she's the rock.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's not right.
And that
it's
sucks.
not.
That sucks when you can't. So that's the department holding her back, and that ain't cool.
You had a segment on that a while ago too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, it's dirty.
Yeah. Run it back.
Don't let's
Run
run
it
it
back.
back. You gotta step outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to.
Cause we got history in this shit.
Right.
But yeah, so I just think, like I said, I think there's more room for everybody to be able to eat at the table and get enough to eat to where we don't have these, like, there's some, like, even, I mean, there's some people, and we're close to hitting the poverty line, and there's
Yeah.
people that's below the poverty line,
Yeah.
but there's people that work hard and they still end up hitting that line of poverty.
Oh yeah, we're in a time. I saw something the other day that said I think you have to have a median household income of like $100,000 or more to be even considered middle class now.
Yeah.
And it's like, so most people are fucking broke.
Well, in Kentucky,
Yeah.
you have to make, and they say this is what it is like. So in Kentucky, you have to make for a single household $60,000 a year to live comfortably.
Yeah, that's
Lies.
about right.
That is a lie.
Damn.
Hell, I can't disclose how much I make, but it's not far from it, and that is not true at all.
Yes, you still need
And I
a
live in
second
an
job.
Yeah,
And
but
I
what-
live in an apartment.
Yeah, but what does that say about the state of things?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I have.
We need a full system uproot and refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. I do agree.
Let's do it, America. Ooh,
Hey.
no, we don't start boycotting Obama. But seriously,
We done got
need to get
something
it together.
started. All
We need
right,
to
we
get
done
it
got
together.
something
No,
started.
that's real talk. I'll say it.
Yeah, we need to get it
it's
together.
true. Reform.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Because even people talking about, yo, let's go back to the Obama years. I'm like, bro, even those years weren't great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
There were some good times in those years, but they weren't great.
I think his
Very
second
true.
term he did really well because the second term I feel like that the other party kind of, You know, no.
Oh, they
The
obstructed
first-
every step of the way.
That was
but-
the first. That was his first term because the Republicans had the party.
Yeah.
But after his first term, then the Democrats took it back, so he was able to do more. I think that was the problem, that he didn't really get a chance to really be all he could be his first term because the Republicans kept pushing it off the table.
Well, and that's the problem with most of a Democratic run first term, is they're fixing the problems of what the previous
Yeah,
one has
because-
done.
Yeah.
Right, and that
And the Republicans are saying the same thing about the Democrats when they get in.
right, and that's the thing, and
That's
that
the
goes back to
problem.
your question: what is it going to take for just even if we're going to talk about the two parties?
Nonpartisanship, like D-Lo said.
What is it going to take for because the Democrats are all about that. They're all about, well, let's come to the table. We might not agree, but let's just come to the table. The
Yeah, but I
Republicans
feel
is
like that's kind of
Mm,
what's
purple
fucked
team.
them and the American
It
people
has.
over time.
It
Because
has.
like when the Republicans get control of all three branches, like they do whatever the fuck
Yeah,
they
they don't
want.
play
Yeah, they don't
fair.
care about the
And-
norms and all that.
And the Democrats, when they get all fucking three branches, they're like, oh, how can we play nice with the Republicans?
Right.
And it's like, but also, as I've said, I say it again, corporate Democrats are controlled opposition.
Yeah.
That is my opinion.
Right.
Because they own stocks in a bunch of the same shit that the Republicans
Right.
probably do, and they benefit in the same ways. They give mouth service to the points that the people care about to get their
Maybe a little
votes,
cup and
Right.
so-
and
service.
then they don't make good on them.
Right.
See, I don't call them red and blue. I call them pink and purple team
There you go.
There you go.
Pink
because they're a
and
bunch of
purple.
bitches.
Like,
But I mean,
yeah.
but it's true though. I mean, you're right. I mean, they eat from the same pot. That's when
corporations,
it's like when
super PACs.
You're taking my train of thought away.
Sorry.
And
When
you
the,
said they eat from the same pot.
it's kind of like when the there was a Democratic run. Was it Congress or was it Senate?
When?
I think it was during.
Back in my time.
I think it was during Trump's first term.
Person.
It was either that one or I know it was recently. It was.
I think they had a majority,
it was either,
and then they got swept.
Yeah, but I think it was right before the midterms or whatever when they actually had the control of the Senate.
Yeah.
But you had the one Meacham.
Mhm.
He was like, it would it come down to it. He was like, oh well, we we do what we gotta do. And then when it was time for them to do what they gotta do, he was like, well, I don't know. I don't want to go.
Oh, wait, you're talking about Manchin?
Yeah, well, he was like, I don't want to do the whole sweep thing.
Yeah, and Kirsten Cinema and all that.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, like they was like, I don't want to do the sweep thing, blah blah blah. We kind of need our people on the other side, and going against his own party and stuff. I'm like, you a traitor, you a plant.
Goes back to it goes back to that whole honesty thing, being transparent and But back to what you were saying, they always the Democrats, when they do win it, they're like, well, what can we do to play nice with the Republicans, because that's what they're
Every
about.
Yeah,
They're,
they're inclusivity. Yeah.
Yeah.
they're trying
To
to
a fault.
because they're always trying to be the bigger party. We're not going to stoop. We're not going to stoop, and that has lost, like you say, a lot of representation from the blue states. They're like, no, we want you to start playing.
Play that hardball.
Yeah, we
yeah.
want
Purple.
we need more Jasmine Crockett's is what they say in purple. They're like we like how she get in there and name and call them assholes, all of that stuff. So that's what
Jasmine Crockett.
yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. The blue states, they want more of that. They want more of that
Yeah.
instead of the let's play nice. We let's roll up our sleeves and meet them where they at is where the people are now. But even in saying that, that's still divisive. And so, I mean,
Well,
that's,
again, I think, like, when will we come back to holding common truth? And I feel like that, again, is rooted in education.
Yep.
Yep.
But thank you all for your thoughts today on the
Yeah.
subject.
Anytime.
Yes, sir.
This is Omega Green, wrapping up another episode of the Green Room with my rib homies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn my mic up, son. Can you hear me?
Now, time to relax.
Yeah.
So we will be seeing you soon. Run it back. Peace.
Deuces.
Peace.